Welcome to a Hungry Monk Music instructional video. My name is John Holenko and I'm playing the mandolin, and we're going to talk about Angeline the Baker, an old popular fiddle tune that's played in the old time tradition, also the bluegrass tradition. Stephen Foster actually wrote a song called Angeline the Baker, published in 1850, but that's a completely different song than this. It's got lyrics and obviously a different melody. Some people sing lyrics to this fiddle tune as well, but we're not going to go into that. I'm going to show you a real basic version of the fiddle tune. I'm going to play it, and then I'll talk about how to go about learning it. And then at the end of the video, there'll be a slow motion version of the tune that you can watch and listen to and probably pick up how to play. So this is Angeline the Baker. As always, these fiddle tunes, two sections, the A section and the B section. Each section is repeated. So this is Angeline the Baker. So, Angeline Baker is in the key of D. It uses parts of the D scale, but it really only uses two strings on the mandolin, your A string, your second string, and the E string, the first string. And it really only uses two fingers of your left hand, your index finger and your ring finger. The middle finger is not used at all, the pinky is not used at all. And as is the general setup with a lot of fiddle tunes, your first finger is going to be at the second fret. So you're either playing the open A string and the second fret of the A string. You'll play the open E string and the second fret of that. Your third finger will play the fifth fret. So you've got open A, first finger at the second fret, third finger at the fifth fret, and on the E string it's the same thing. The open E string, the first finger at the second fret, and the third finger at the fifth fret. And if you just stay there on those notes, you can't go horribly wrong with this. So I'll try to teach it phrase by phrase. There are generally musical phrases in these fiddle tunes, and they kind of make sense to teach them phrase by phrase. If you were going to sing the tune, you would take a breath and sing this much of the tune. So the first little bit goes like this. Okay, that's on the second string, on your A string, open, first finger, third finger. And it plays those three notes and then plays them again in a slightly different rhythm. So 1, 2, 3. Pretty basic. The next little bit starts with those three notes again, but then goes backwards. So 1, 2, 3, back. So those two phrases together the next phrase or part begins with those same three notes again, but then goes up to the first string. All right, so and then the next part, the last part, sort of goes back over that same material and ends back on that open A string. So the first bit, second phrase, third phrase, and the last. Yeah, all together. Now that's about as simple as the tune can be played. One of the important things is to take the correct amount of time when you're not playing a note. It's important to know the notes to play. It's also important to know the space, the rests between the notes. So, like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 again. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That's the A section. The B section starts up at the high note. Frequently, the B sections of tunes will use a different range, usually higher. Usually the A section is lower, the B section is higher. Sometimes the other way around. The A section is higher, the B section is lower. So, phrase by phrase here, this is the B section. So remember, just those two fingers, third finger, and then the second phrase. That's just right down. Third finger, first finger, open, third, first finger. So those two phrases together. Third phrase, same as the first. And then the last phrase. Ends it up. So the whole B section, starting with your third finger on the 5th fret of the first string. Two, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 again. 2, 3, 4. So once again, the whole tune. And that's Angeline the Baker. There you go.